Sherlock sights have been used by champions to win gold, to capture titles, and to hunt for big game around the world. What do champions look for in a sight that ensures their success in the field? Versatility. Discover the revolutionary modular design of the Sherlock QC. These sights allow you to go from the 3D course to your tree stand by quickly changing a module. Total dependability. The lightweight, lethal weapon hunting sights are the choice for many successful hunters. True micro adjustments, third axis leveling, and complete pin control.
Oh yeah.
Deadly accuracy. Pivoting slides on Sherlock single pin sights plus proper practice makes long range shots both attainable and accurate. Sherlock. Nobody does it better.
Welcome to this video on BowCast.com. My name is Aneal. I'm joined today with Matt Hogue, who's the archery lead here at the Sportsman's Warehouse in Littleton, Colorado, where we're filming on location today. And Matt, as we've been talking about on the show in different episodes, this is the right time of the year, early in the year, to look at different accessories and components of your bow that you might be looking to upgrade. And what we have here is kind of a breadth of sights that we were hoping Matt could kind of shed a little bit of light on as far as the options, price ranges, that kind of thing. So if you're ready to go, let's get started.
First, we're going to go over some options with some sights from entry level all the way up to single pin, some of the micro tune, what some of the options you have in sights due to brightness, pin wrap, and we'll start there. Okay, first we're going to start with what's considered a entry-level sight. There's going to be no micro tune, but it is going to be constructed out of aluminum. You want to stay away from sights that are made out of plastic. They're going to crack in cold weather if you tighten them down too much. So at least make sure anywhere you're going to be adjusting is going to be plastic, including your pins. You want a metal pin. It's going to be more durable and kind of take the abuse of what we do in the woods. And when I say this is an entry-level sight, it doesn't have any micro tune, so any adjusting you're going to be doing is going to be with a wrench and sliding back and forth. The problem with these is, we've probably all been there. If we started with the sight, you're out there, you get about where you want it, you make an adjustment, and it slides on you. That's where a sight without micro tune is going to do for you, and then you always got to relock them down. All your single pins are adjusted the same way by loosening them and sliding them up and down. The problem is you can, when you over tighten these, you can mushroom out the track, and it makes it a lot harder to adjust in the long run. Next up is this is the Flashpoint by Montana Black Gold. It adjusts in the same manner. Does not have any micro tune. Everything you're going to do is loosening the screws and sliding it, but it does have photochromatic, which adjusts your pin brightness. On bright days it's going to turn purple, not giving you that starburst effect, but in a ground blind it will attract more light, giving you a brighter pin to see. Next up is the True Glow Micro Extreme. This is going to be the first sight that has some micro tune ability into it, to where it's very nice that you don't need your wrench for this. You can loosen, and it's a click adjustment. By clicking this knob, you can see we are adjusting our windage left to right, so you can do very minute to angle adjustments by making clicks. And also with the elevation, works in the same manner. It's a click adjustment. This one also comes with a light, which is great if your state allows it. Check your regulations. But once again, low light and in a ground blind, very useful. Has about 8 inches of wrap fiber optics, which is going to give you that pin brightness for, like I said, if you're hunting those last few minutes of legal hunting light. But also in a bright day you may get some starburst. So there's plus and minuses to both sides. Shorter pins are not going to adjust, get that much light, but your longer fiber optics will starburst on you. Next up is the HHA. This is going to be a single pin, adjustable, and the way it is adjusted has a locking screw where you can lock it down and then adjust it for single yardages. And with Archer's Advantage, you can go in and, with all the information that you plug in, you can do custom tapes to your liking, which, for accuracy, There's not going to be anything else that's out there better for accuracy, because you can set it for a pin on, 32 yards, 48 yards just by sliding it. Has a good bit of wrap fiber optics, which is going to make it bright, and just depending on your hunting situation, you may like that or not. Next up, we get into some of the higher end sights that are going to cost you up over $100. These are going to be third axis micro-tune, meaning all three of your adjustments are micro-tune. From your windage, by adjusting these, you're going to have your click adjustments for your windage, and also your single pins will adjust with the right wrench by loosening the lock screw on these G5s. This is the LE, and you can see as I turn that top pin is adjusting for up and down. And what really makes this nice is you get away from sliding your pins. You can make real fine adjustments with this. This is the Hunter, very durable sight. You can practically run them over with your truck and you're not going to damage it. Once again, 3 levels of micro-tune. Your gang adjustments, what's nice about this one, there's no locking, just by getting the correct wrench once again, and you have your left to right, and as you see as I turn this, right here you can see your adjustment. You can do your windage. Also here on top is your up and down, which you're going to get your elevation adjustment. The single pin adjustment on these are a little bit different, to where they use 2 sets of locking pins here on the side, top one and bottom one. If you loosen the top one and tighten the bottom one, you're going to move the pin up, and vice versa. By tightening or loosening the bottom and tightening the top, you're going to move it down. And once again, this micro-tune gives you the ability of moving that sight just so ever slightly that to achieve that accuracy you're looking for. Also, the Spot Hog Hunter also has what they call second axis and third axis adjustment. This way you can adjust the sight to be level. Basically, your second axis is getting it to where you can, when you mount this to your bow and you level out your riser, you can level out your bubble to make sure that your pins are in a line. And if you ever, and a lot of people ask me, well, what second axis and third axis gives you? What it's going to give you, if you've ever been out there on the range and you're starting to extend your distance, you're shooting 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 yards, and you notice your pins start to tail off, your pins are on line and your arrows are starting to tail off to the left or the right. Basically what that is you're canting your bow, and you need to level it out, and that's what the bubble level gets you.
So Matt, thanks for taking us through kind of the breadth of the different types, options of sights. One thing I wanted to ask is, you obviously sell all these sights. Can you give the viewers just kind of an indication of, we talked about entry level moving up to some of the higher end sights. What are we talking about as far as price?
Pricing, for a entry level sight, something made out of metal, it's going to start about $25 and up to about $40, $50 depending on the amount of pins and wrap fiber optics, stuff like that. Next, in that $50 to say $70 range, you're going to start getting into micro-tune sights, to where you have click adjustments in one way or another, be it gang adjustments or single pins. Also, you're going to start getting into wrap fiber optics, brightness, stuff like that. And then you're going to get up into some of your more specialty sights, like your photochromatic sight here from Montana Black Gold, your single pin sliders. There's a lot of moving parts in here that have to be very precise. So you're going to start getting up into that $100 range. And then from there, your very specialty sights that have 3 axes of micro-tune, or like your Spot Hog that has actually where you can adjust those third and second axes. You're talking 120 up to about 170 or more dollars for some of these sights.
So basically, as you get into those higher ends, durability, adjustability are really what you're paying for there. And in my opinion, as we've shared on the show many times, definitely worth it if you can get into that range.